Some folks have a strange idea of entertainment.
We're back. We're the men not wearing our masks, but we're under mind control. We're back. We're the men not wearing our masks, and we have to quarantine at home. All right.
Yay!
Yeah. I bet that lost half our audience right there. So now we're down to 3 people. Yes, we are.
Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, hi everybody. So we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna start with a story first before we get into the Jason stuff. But it's actually a Halloween story. So I'm looking forward to this. This is my favorite of the series by far. Yeah, probably I'd have to say by far it's my favorite from the series.
I think so.
So, but before we get into that, I just have some interesting Halloween news. So here in Southern Alberta, we have 2 towns, one called Cardston and one called Nobleford, that have actually put out that Halloween is on Saturday there instead of on Sunday. Which whatever, it is what it is, but I couldn't help myself because my cohort here had a great line. So I read what the town of Nobleford had put. And they put, in light of the town of Nobleford's history of Christian morals and values, council recommends that the town celebrate Halloween on Saturday, October 30th. In which I replied, I could not help myself. I replied with Christian values and morals. Would you like to talk about the Crusades or gay conversion therapy? Just, throwing it out there. But I digress. Don't want to turn this into a Nick Ranty show. I smack something. Have a drink. Ryan said ahoy, ahoy.
And Chad, he's starting to say this more and more when he comes on. What's up, fuckers? Why would such an old man use such foul language?
Well, I think what it is because the old man figured out a word that the hip, cool kids say, and he's going to bury it. He's just going to use it whenever he can, no matter what.
That's just like your dad catching you smoking, and he's gonna punish you by making you smoke until you get sick of it, and you end up becoming hooked, I guess.
And then you end up smoking cigars instead, like Norm Macdonald said.
And then you move on to weed, and then it becomes a gateway drug where you take heroin.
So cigarettes are really the gateway.
Yes.
It's not weed; it's cigarettes.
Even candy cigarettes. That's why my arms are just tracked with heroin needles. Because that makes sense.
I used to push out the smoke and they'd come out.
Yep. Because we thought we were cool, man.
Because we were cool.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Anyways, let's get to the main event of the show.
Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Released August 1st, 1986 in the United States. The opening weekend, which August 3rd, US and Canada, $6.7 million. And according to the IMDb trivia, and I'm going to be quoting from IMDb and Wikipedia, the film made $19.4 million gross worldwide with a budget of $3 million approximately, marking the first time that a Friday the 13th installment did not gross over $20 million and began the general decline in box office returns. Aww.
Yeah.
Got a 6.0 out of 10 on the Internet Movie Database. That's with 41,000 votes. It was filmed in Georgia, including Covington, Georgia. The scenes involving the police department and the town in Covington, Georgia, and the camp scenes were filmed at Camp Daniel Morgan outside the city limits. You guys are just jealous you weren't born in the 70s. Yeah, that's it. Because we're old like Brody.
Yeah, because, I'm jealous I wasn't born in the 70s, so I'm not fighting sleep at 7 o'clock. Did you have to have a 3-hour nap to make sure you'd be able to join us tonight? Jesus. Anyways, now that you interrupted my partner, please continue, Alex.
The filming lasted 40 days at 86 minutes. This is the shortest Friday the 13th film, and the tagline is "Kill or be killed."
And we be honest, after I just watched number 7, that one should have been the shortest because it was fucking awful. Like all the rest of them I haven't had a problem with like watching and stuff, but that one was that was so hard to get through. But that's not why we're here.
That and being alive during disco. Now that's real horror. Ah, yeah. Ryan brought up the disco.
Yeah, do you still wear your bare bell bottoms there, Chadney?
Do they get caught in your wheelchair wheels?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go.
Go ahead.
I'll go through some of the pictures. So, one movie poster, fucking great.
It is great. I was looking around. I would actually like to get one. I like that one. Well, I gotta say, the one I wore last week's probably my favorite. The one from 3, with the knife going into the shower curtain.
Yeah, in 3D. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can get that copy of that movie poster for $184. A great big canvas. That'd be a canvas photo of it. Or on allposters.com for $20. That's just a poster.
Jolene, I would have rocked the 70s if it was 10 years ago and I still had a bunch of hair, because I always used to part my hair to the side, and apparently that was one of the things they did in the 70s, I guess.
That and lots of blow.
No, wasn't blow the 80s?
80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, Jennifer.
Hi, Jen.
So for those of you who are here, who saw Friday the 13th Part 6, and what do you think of it?
Yeah, that's a good question. Does anyone remember? Did anyone actually watch it before we're going to talk about it?
Do you remember? Actually, I remember. You remember?
There's 2 great kills, actually. Well, there's lots of good kills, but there's 2 very memorable ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I chose this screenshot as the opening because the director, who is Tom McLaughlin, he is a big fan of old horror movies, and I'm talking about the Universal monster horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to start with a, quote, classic Gothic opening to try and hit the ground running, end quote. His love of Hammer horror films, and those are the films with Christopher Lee as Dracula. Those went from 1958, which is, I think, Blood of Dracula, starring Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. That was a great one. And they continued through, I think, the early to mid 1970s. Those 2 actors, they did one more Hammer film together, and I think that was in 1972. I watched a whole bunch of them in the past 3 or 4 months, so they're still kind of fresh in my mind. Jesus, you watched Part 6 about an hour ago. Right on.
Definitely did his homework.
You're a scaredy cat. No, you're not. Come on. It's just a movie.
And that's the thing though too, is that now watching them, it's they're very tame compared to the stuff now.
Yeah, torture porn and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very tame.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep her going. You said you got lots, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hawes. So we start out with him, and some of these characters are not entirely just exposition dump, but in a way they are just exposition dump.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You can't be afraid. You can watch Part 6. Come on. Didn't we watch a horror movie? No, I don't think we did, but we should have. No, I can't remember you watching any horror movies, but I do remember the drive-thru, because we watched a double bill. That was the only time I ever went to a drive-thru. George of the Jungle and Con Air. Man, that was a great time to be alive.
The one in Prince George is still open.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
It was. It was. I don't know if it is now. I'd have to ask Sarah, but she's at Ringette tonight.
Ringette. Jolene knows a thing or two about Ringette. She used to be a Ringette player.
Oh yeah, my niece is, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's still low. I guess Ryan's here. Durr.
Last weekend of the season today. Yeah. All right. So anyone who's watched the movie, you know what happens to this guy. His character's name is Hawes, and the guy who played him, his name was Ron Palillo. And get this. He died in 2012 from a heart attack.
And they're going to say someone in a mask killed him.
No. But what his character says, and that's the line his character gives is, "My heart can't take much more of this." Of course, foreshadowing.
That is awesome. That's
Yeah.
actually really awesome.
And I think I don't know if it was one of the more popular things he did, but he was defeated by Dustin Diamond, who played Screech from Saved by the Bell in Fox's Celebrity Boxing 2 from the year 2002.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Huh.
What was this? Oh, this was number 4. Okay, so this is basically Tommy and Hawes driving the pickup truck, and that pickup truck was, I think, the same pickup truck used in part 5 by the final girl. So I think the implication here was that she didn't die, because the filmmakers or the producers basically wanted to retcon the end of part 5. So because it was kind of silly, like the ending of part 5 was, and spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it, but it's kind of a stupid movie. It's got its moments though.
It does. Yeah.
Was that the end of that movie was Tommy's dream, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah, an old guy like Chad would know about this actor from being in Welcome Back, Kotter.
Of course he would.
Yeah, Rip Screech. Man, he was young.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ryan's done his homework. I believe this actor was also in a bunch of TV stuff. Yep, Fantasy Island, Love Boat, probably a whole bunch more if you look him up on the IMDb. You'd know that if you were born in the 70s. It's a shame Brody wasn't here, because they'd have a 70s war right now.
Yeah. No shit, right?
And then we have Jason's grave itself.
Yeah.
And one more thing about part 5, the actor who played Tommy, John Shepard, he became a born-again Christian. He was supposed to be in part 6, but when they decided to go in a new direction, they said, nope, we're not bringing you back. And he decided, no, I want to become a preacher instead. So he didn't want to come back. So I guess it turned out pretty well for all parties involved.
Yeah, no doubt. That's interesting.
And not only that shot, but the stage itself, the cemetery, that's on a sound stage. And I think they made it look pretty good. And the director decided to infuse the scene with wind and rain, and mentions it's something he learned from Frank Capra. If anyone remembers who Frank Capra was, quote, to make elements part of the storytelling, end quote. He also credits David Lean with the idea of getting things moving in the frame, as it's more interesting to watch everything alive and moving. So that's why there's a bunch of wind and tree branches and flailing and leaves blowing and stuff, because it adds to the scenery.
Well, yeah, no shit, right? That goes without saying.
It should. Now, this was cool, because up to this point in time, I don't remember ever seeing this in a horror movie, where Tommy is staring at the grave, and you can hear the endings of part 4.
Yeah.
Where,
have a tissue.
All right. Where Corey Feldman is hacking up Jason, which was great. I mean, I love part 4. But again, part 6 is my favorite. Part 6 is Nick's favorite. There are elements and pieces of every Friday movie that are great, but on the whole, from beginning to end, I think part 6 is the best. But this is a great shot right here, because for an actor to stand there for a good 30 seconds, a minute, and be in tune with what the director was going to put in later with Tommy as a kid, experiencing those emotions, that's great. And this actor, his name is Tom Matthews. And get this, he's going to play a sheriff in a movie that's coming out next year called Final Summer. And the synopsis is, in the aftermath of a tragedy at a summer camp, a group of camp counselors find themselves fighting for their lives against a masked killer. He plays a sheriff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It really is. That's funny.
This was great.
Yeah, how they brought him back to life. Yeah.
Yeah. This, because the director was also the writer of the film, and again, because he's a fan of not only the Hammer films but the old monster movies, he wanted to bring Jason back just like Frankenstein with the lightning.
Good call.
Yeah. Yeah. I could have picked the still shot of the second time the lightning struck, but I like this better because I like the blue neon better. It adds a bit more color to the scene.
Yeah, it's very nicely done, especially being in the 80s, right?
Yes, especially 86.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, prime time 80s. So from the IMDb, the composer Harry Manfredini, and his work in this is spot on, because not only does it infuse elements of a serious horror movie, but it is tongue in cheek as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know that, and the director Tom McLaughlin had stated this many times in many interviews that he did. He wanted to put humor into this, but the producers told him, okay, you can make it funny, but you cannot make fun of Jason. Yeah, don't be eating when they first open the coffin. With that close-up on Jason's eye when it opens, if you watch that scene, that shot a few times, you'll see that after he opens his eye, one of the maggots falls from the top of his eyebrow down. So they're not shooting him lying down. They're shooting him standing up, which, fine. They could have done it either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, all those maggots. The music that's used in the scene where Jason's body is unearthed is borrowed from the old Latin hymn Dies Irae. And the reason that I brought that up is because when we did our Music for Aliens episode, the first example I started off with was Gregorian chant, Dies Irae.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You know, it's funny that, you know, I was just looking at music from the whole movie itself. We'll just talk about stuff from the movie as we go, and you know, like Cooper only did three songs. That's it. And it's weird because, you know, back, you know, in like the early 90s, bands would do whole soundtracks, right? But yeah, to really only have 4 songs is kind of strange. But it is a short movie though, too, right?
Yeah, but Alice Cooper was a good fit because it's a horror movie. It's not released on Halloween, but it is kind of one of those Halloween circuit era movies.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and who better than Alice Cooper?
And really, like, when was it released? In August, right?
August 1st,
August 1st. See, now if they could have pushed it to September, I think it might have done a bit better. Really, because I don't know. I always find, like, this is me personally myself, like when they release like a Christmas movie too early or something. Not that I'm ever gonna go watch a Christmas movie, but you're kind of like, you know, why are you releasing that now? You know what I mean? They have released them early. It's kind of like that though. I would have waited till the fall. Might have helped a little bit. Not saying it would have been the difference, but it might have helped a bit.
Maybe there's something about this. I think because the setting itself is in the summer, it makes more sense to release it in the summer.
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah. There he is. There's CJ Graham. Yeah, they had a different guy on the set for one day, and we'll get to that later. But I love CJ Graham's interpretation and performance for Jason because it's so robotic and deliberate. Every move he makes, because he was in the military, CJ Graham. And we'll get to this later when he kills the 2 teenagers in the woods who were on the motorcycle. But after he kills the caretaker, Martin, the old guy, I love the old guy's performance, by the way. When he's about to take another strike with the machete, he stops, and the way he turns and looks at the other guy, it's so deliberate and robotic. It's just awesome. And the director, Tom McLaughlin himself, said that was the scariest scene in the movie, when Jason turns to look and he's holding up the machete. Just brilliant.
Yeah, the old guy's awesome. That's my 2 cents there.
Then we got our first death.
And very nicely done, too.
Yes. Is this one of the awesome kills you were talking about?
No, it's good. No.
Yeah, Jolene, I don't know how weak your stomach is in this day and age, but if you watch this movie, I don't think you'll get past the first death scene because it's pretty graphic. But when you start off a movie where the expectation is we're bringing back Jason, you got to go big or go home. And they went big with this first kill.
Yep.
Yeah. No matter. Go
ahead. Sorry. Well, because I was going to say, like, I mean, Friday the 13th was changed it because I remember we just watched a thing on Halloween, me and Kim, and like they weren't allowed to have any blood.
Yeah.
There was no blood. It wasn't gory. It was the music and stuff that built up, right? But then you got to think of the kills that happened. They had to bring it up a level because there were some pretty awesome kills in the first 5.
Mm-hmm.
Some pretty memorable kills. So it's one of those things where you had to amp it up a little more, right? Because you're bringing this guy back. So it has to be like, holy shit. Yeah. And most of the kills really, well, not most, but a good portion of them were like, holy shit kills. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And part 5 itself, that was the second Friday movie I had seen, part 2 being the first. Part 5 has got some pretty decent gore to it, especially the very first kill, which is the unhinged guy with the axe versus the fat guy with the chocolate.
And I know we're not talking about that right now, but yeah, let's give a fucking guy in a mental institution a fucking axe. Fuck.
Oh, it's great. And I love that the actor who is playing that guy, he just played into being, I don't know, crazy and unhinged so much. He leaned into it so hard because you could see it on his face the entire time.
It was ridiculous.
He kind of looked like Ted McGinley from Married with Children. Yeah. He's got kind of that look to him, which is hilarious.
Yeah. A little bit.
I'm not unshare for a moment because I got to load a whole bunch more.
What the hell? Oh, kid. Oh, excuse me. I got a message to him. Tell him to shut up.
Adults are talking about stuff.
Yeah. He's just so loud and boisterous. Hey, shut up. Please. They're polite, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, Julian, I don't have any notes or nothing. This is just because I've seen the movie so many times. I just remember it.
Yeah, you watched it, what, 3 weeks ago?
About that 2-3 weeks ago, yeah. Yeah, so it's still pretty fresh in the old brain.
And that, I think the death of Haas, I think that was my favorite kill because I hadn't seen anything like that up to that point in time. I had purchased, and I don't know why they let me do this because of my age, when the Northern used to be in the Mackenzie Mall,
yeah,
before it was the Bay, I had purchased part 5 and part 6.
Other way around.
Or was it?
It was the Bay first, then the Northern.
Okay.
Yeah, other way.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm not sure. Maybe.
Are you sure? But then, are you sure it wasn't the Bay to the Northern that you bought it?
I don't know.
It might have been the other way around.
I didn't keep the receipt, so I don't really have any proof either way.
What the fuck then?
Why bring it up if you can't prove it? Yes, I know my rules apply to me as well. I understand.
Yeah, facts. Where are your facts?
Where's your evidence, bro?
Yeah, where's your evidence? Durr.
All right, so back to it. So this is when the credits start. And This is
Little
where they
homage.
did the little James Bond parody.
James Bond parody, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. And one thing that I really liked about this movie was when someone got slashed or stabbed, there was really an excess or a point put on the sound effects of blood spilling.
Yeah, and spurting, like the sound. It's right.
Yeah. And you definitely hear that in the first two slashes that Jason does on this James Bond opening parody thing.
Well,
Maybe that's what it was, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, the bay, it went from the bay to the northern. That's just, yeah. So. But yes, I love the Bond tribute.
Now, this is a complete 80s thing that we see here. It's not just Jason walking, Jason speed walking, and that apparently was a thing in the 80s.
Yeah.
Now, I chose this particular image for a really good reason. When Tommy runs away from the cemetery and he speeds off to the police station, which is what you do, which is what you're supposed to do, he bursts in there, and Sheriff Garris, which is played by, what the hell is his name? I don't have his name up for some strange reason. It's because I'm a moron. But the actor playing David Kagan. David Kagan is also an acting coach, and he's really good. Like he to me is the best actor in the film, particularly because of the way he delivers his lines. It's really great. Porn stash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I chose this shot again because when Tommy rushes in there, there's a really quick dolly shot, and it lasts for about a second of the camera starting on him sitting back in his chair at the desk to all of a sudden he's up on his feet, gun drawn.
Yeah, instantly.
Yeah, just perfect framing, perfect blocking right there. And again, it's only for a second. You only see it for a second, but it's great. And then not only do we have Sheriff Garris, but the guy in the middle, Deputy Rick. I love Deputy Rick. He's played by Vincent Guastafaro, who started his career in 1980, still working to this day. I saw him in a few movies. LA Takedown from 1989, which was eventually remade into Heat from 1995. Wes Craven's Shocker, which is an okay movie. State of Grace, State in Maine, and Spartan. He does the best line in the movie, and we'll get to that in a little bit. The way he delivers the line is just awesome. But this is when he pops in and, what the hell's with the weather? And he cuts off, and yeah. So then eventually Tommy gets thrown in the slammer. And going back to David Kagan, he had a really great line. This is what they call in the books, screwing the pooch, iron this punk.
Yeah.
So infusing a little bit of modern slang, I guess, into.
So,
yeah.
I have a question now. Was this at the point in the movie where they had mentioned that they changed the name to Forest Green?
Yes.
Okay, so that kind of now this I mean, it's a horror movie. I understand this. I totally get it. But there's one thing that's always bothered me about it. I'm thinking about all the people that have died around Crystal Lake, and you're gonna tell me that they're just gonna forget about it, and none of the teenagers are gonna know about Jason Voorhees and Pamela Voorhees, and I find that super hard to believe. And again, I know it's a movie, but it's just like, no, that's not going to happen. Like,
Of course, they'll hear the stories because everyone loves to tell stories.
Exactly.
That's the one thing that they did not have in the beginning of part 6, as they did in the beginning of parts 2, 3, and 4, is the kids around the campfire with the story of Jason being told. I miss that. I like that little opening intro element of storytelling, helping to set up the film.
Hey, I hate to really go way off target here, but I do have to ask the question. Ryan will be the only one that probably answer it. What happened to the In the Alley boys? Oh, do you remember Oak? Oak in the Alley, Tomahawk in the Alley from they were.
Know the last name, but I don't know anything about
Yeah,
them.
we went to school, but apparently the boys. Oh my gosh! So I'd asked Teresa. I just asked Teresa and Nolan. I guess they got COVID. The three of them.
Whoa.
Yeah. Wow. Unreal.
So all three got COVID.
Wow. So Tomahawk got COVID 5 weeks ago, passed away yesterday. Oak got COVID 2 weeks ago and passed away last week. And their dad, when their dad was told Oak had passed away, he passed away right after.
Oh,
unreal. Wow.
Jesus. 3. That's terrible.
Yeah, sorry to bring the show down to that, but my heart goes out to the In the Alley family. I always liked Oak. I knew Tomahawk, sorry, but I didn't know their dad. Wow, that is wow.
Jesus.
So, sorry guys, I had to ask. Wow, unreal.
And Jolene is in the healthcare system in Saskatchewan, so no doubt she's had to deal with this either directly or indirectly over the past year and a half. That's terrible.
Well, so anyway, sorry. Let's get back to. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I had to find out. So let's get back to. Sorry. Focus. So.
It's very bad up there. Yeah. Just to continue on that for a moment, I saw Lisa Beaudette a good 7 months ago or so, and at that time she had said that up in northern BC, no one cares about wearing masks or social distancing or anything like that. Ugh.
Wow.
And I'm not going to be one to say, well, I told you so, because that's not right. Definitely not at this time or any time. But come on, take some precautions.
Yeah. I guess it's breaking out on the res really bad.
That sucks.
Wow. And just again, I'm just saying goodbye to Teresa. Sorry. We can all. I think we're all guilty of it. Every single one. Not Jolene, of course. I don't think Jolene's listening, but I know me and Ryan and Chadney have said this, that we didn't know anyone that had died from COVID, and we all said it, right? We all did. And now, so not only with the In the Alley family, but Vinny Valentine of Pure Power Wrestling. He was a manager, and he lost his battle to COVID last week.
Oof.
Yeah. So, yeah. And we'll get back to Jason here in a sec, guys. But for us to say, we all said it. Every one of us said it, that, hey, we don't know anyone that's sick, and come on, this is getting crazy and blah. Well, you want to know what? How many of us know people that have died from the flu? Just the flu. I don't know anybody.
I can't think of anyone.
I can't think of anyone that's died. So.
But that doesn't mean you don't take at least some precautions against or you should take precautions against the flu, but. Ugh.
Sorry, guys, my nose is really bugging me. But what I'm saying there is we all said it, that wow. So, anyways, yeah, I guess it took Oak really fast.
Oof.
Unreal.
And I've said this how many times? Anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers are going to say, well, what were the other comorbidities? What was he doing? What was his health like? Blah, 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 blah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah. And I bet remember a few weeks ago, Nick, when you were saying that you have a friend who's in healthcare and people were accusing her of lying?
Yeah, Jolene. See, you think you're new to the show. Has Jolene been around before?
She's popped in once a time or two.
And again, just bringing up something that happened a few weeks ago. My friend is an EMT, and so my friend's friend had to delete a bunch of people from her Facebook because they were calling her a liar, that she was making it up because they said they had to bag somebody, that they had to deal with what they're dealing with COVID. People were calling her a liar. She's an EMT and they were calling her a liar. You know.
The PPC, yeah.
You know. So yeah. You know, and okay, anyways, let's get back to Jason. So this sucks, but I'm sorry I had to bring the show to that. Sorry. We were trying to avoid it, but wow.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not, and I've said this before, if it's not happening within your purview or within your immediate environment, then apparently it's not happening. I'm right there with you, Joe. I'm not in healthcare, but I sympathize and I understand and I listen. I understand as much as I can.
Okay, because we squeezed this to a halt. Tanny or Miss, do you remember Mrs. Zacharias, Tanya Stevenson, Chelsea's stepmom?
Sounds familiar.
Anyways, her brother died because he was supposed to have a triple bypass.
Yeah.
He didn't get the surgery because of fucking COVID. His surgery got pushed back.
Yeah, because all the beds were full with COVID patients.
All the beds were full of anti-vaxxed COVID patients.
Yeah.
And again, that's the thing. I mean, I'm not forcing anybody to do anything, but don't sit there and say it's not affecting people. Here it is here. She sent a tweet to share. She's absolutely blown away about how many people it's reached. She has 158 followers. It's made it to more like 440,000 people. If someone from CBC wants to talk to her, if they can interview her. Her brother should have been in the hospital waiting for a triple bypass, but was sent home due to COVID numbers and the staff shortages. He died on Saturday. So, yeah. And and I'm sure there's people on her Facebook that are anti-vaxxers, and I wonder if anyone has said anything, any shit comments. Like,
I'm sure there is. Yeah. But one comment, and going back to part 6 with this screenshot, this scene where Tommy gets thrown in jail, Deputy Rick had a good line which ended the scene. Take a nap, Junior.
Well, we didn't even mention the best part with the fucking line. Remember where the red dot is? Shebang.
Yeah, that comes later in the cemetery.
Was that the cemetery? I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah. That was in the cemetery.
He doesn't pull the gun until the cemetery.
Cemetery. That's right. Yeah. And that fucking we'll get there, but okay. Sorry.
So, from Wikipedia, surrounding Camp Daniel Morgan are apparently, and this is not verified, are Smokey the Bear signs asking everyone to, quote, keep the forests green, end quote, which is why apparently the name Forest Green was used in the movie.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Apparently, but there's a citation needed on that from Wikipedia. Huh. Moving on. Okay, so Jason gets 2 more people.
He does not like Volkswagens.
Was there any other movie?
There was another Volkswagen in number 3. The Volkswagen gets the window smashed out, or 4, when they go into town and the bikers smash up the Volkswagen. Yeah. So Jason movies have something against Volkswagens.
Well, you couldn't really make that case unless it happened in part 7, 8, and 9 as well. Like part 3 and 4, 2 out of 10 or 11 movies. Nah, it's just a coincidence at this point.
Fine.
Yeah. So the guy on the left, that's an actor that's still working to this day.
He's from Ghost.
His name is Tony Goldwyn, and yes, he was in Ghost. He's been in a slew of movies.
Mhm.
He was in the remake, or if you want to call it the reimagining of Last House on the Left, which was released in 2009. Decent movie.
Not bad.
Very good actor. But he will always be known for Ghost.
Ghost. That was a good
And
movie.
It was a good movie.
I actually should watch it again because even as a young teenager, I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, like as an old man, I'd be like, "Oh, this is a really good movie."
And remember in the old show, you were talking to Brody about as you get older, your emotions start to come out more.
Oh my Jesus, yes.
Yeah, you're probably going to be crying buckets when you watch Ghost as a 41-year-old.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. The woman on the right, that is the director's wife.
Oh, okay.
That is Nancy McLaughlin. This was her first feature film, and this is a little bit of nepotism because she is the director's wife, but she has been consistently working since 1986, so she's done some stuff. Yeah, I guess for women, it's even more with the emotional roller coaster, I guess. Don't tell us about it now, Joe. We want to stay on this fictional high that we're on with Friday the 13th, Part 6. So for those of you who have seen the movie, you know what happens to these two. They encounter Jason, and they die. Because you can't, not everyone will survive Jason.
She gets, like, his is gnarly, again, with the spray, like you said.
Yeah.
The spray of blood. But hers is, like, hers is nasty.
Yeah. Hers is off screen, as opposed to his being for the most part on screen, but the sound effect used for her death, that's pretty crazy. Whenever I hear that, her death sound effect, I always think of a plunger. I have no idea why. Mm-hmm. Is that an old one? Are you talking about the movie, Gord? Thanks for coming in, Gord. Yeah, this is Friday the 13th, Part 6 from 1986.
That is what we're discussing. Not trying to talk about COVID or anything else in the news. We took a little detour, but we're back focused.
We're back.
The man behind the mask. Okay, anyways, next picture.
14. Okay, so with this one, there is a little bit of a story behind this. I'm pretty sure that's C.J. Graham, and that is a real spear, if you want to call it that. And C.J. was told by the director to aim for the driver's seat. And Nancy, there was no stunt person used for Nancy. She was in the driver's seat, and she was supposed to lean over to the right, which she did, onto the passenger seat. And apparently, when CJ struck the windshield, there was something about the force of impact that redirected the spear. So it went directly towards Nancy as she was leaning over. So it just barely missed impaling her.
Yep.
But they used that shot because it's a great shot. But shit could have gone wrong. In 86, you were only 7. Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't see it until 92 or 93. I think it was 92.
Yeah, I was the same boat as you. It was much later.
Yeah. But I saw part 2 in, I think, 1987 or 88. Don't remember too much about it. I watched it again in the past 2 years. It was okay.
Next.
All right.
Yeah.
So she was trying to bribe Jason. Why you would try to bribe someone who doesn't say anything to you is beyond me. But this shot is here because the card does not say American Express. It says American Excess, which I thought was a great little bit of humor. And the director, when he was writing it, he wanted to put in bits of humor that the audience would glom onto. So, for example, it always happens whenever Tom would go to watch the film in theaters just to gauge the audience reaction. Someone would see the card and automatically say, "Don't leave home without it."
Yes, Shlomo.
Exactly. Hey, Shlomo, yes, you caught on right away. Don't leave home without it. Kind of like an audience participation Rocky Horror Picture Show
Yep.
kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great little bit that he put in there. Pet Cemetery. Ooh, the 1990. Yes, that scared the hell out of me as well.
Me too. Yep.
I have not watched the remake, and I don't know that I will.
I listened to a podcast about it. And I don't know why I did. And after just listening to the podcast, I was like, I really don't want to watch this movie. Yeah.
Ugh, that's kind of what sucks about old versus new movies, that the old ones, if you're doing a movie like this or Pet Cemetery, you have to use practical effects.
Yeah. And
that's where great talented guys like Rick Baker come in, or Tom Savini.
Tom Savini, yeah.
Yeah, Tom Savini was huge in the Friday the 13th movies, especially the early ones, 2, 3, and 4.
Yep.
In this day and age, you could make it CGI. So
yeah, but it won't look as good.
Yeah, and practical effects at that point becomes a lost art, which sucks. Yeah, I hear you. I gotta load some more images.
And you see, the thing with Saw, and Jolie, we've discussed Saw before. I didn't mind the first two. I thought the first one was very well done. Second one was okay, but then it got way too much. It was just, it was just gore for the sake of gore, and it was way too much for me.
Yeah, it did get kind of overboard after a while. Yeah. I did appreciate it because you're seeing a lot more in terms of gore and different ways of killing people. That's basically what those movies were. I watched the original Pet Cemetery in theater. Oh, nice. Yeah.
I remember we went to a triple bill, and I can't remember the second two movies, but I remember the first one was Arachnophobia.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know why I even went, because I was terrified of spiders.
I'm pretty sure I saw that in theater too.
I went and sat out with Penny's mom and Christine's mom with Sandy and Diane because I was so scared of spiders. I don't even know why I went to the movie. But the next two I watched, but yeah, I was terrified of spiders.
I barely remember that movie at all. Just the general unease of spiders in particular.
Yeah, fuck spiders.
Creepy crawlers. There's a movie from 1993 called Ticks. Not great. Alfonso Ribeiro was in it, and he tries to play a gangster-like badass, and it's just hilarious and cringy. They try and do it. I bring it up because Jolene mentioned creepy crawlers, and it's got some pretty decent bug or tick effects, I'll say. Your 4-year-old is desensitized to horror already. Wow, they're going to grow up to be a serial killer.
Way to go, Gord.
My daughter. Okay, coming back for more.
Next.
So this is Court.
That's Court.
And I didn't get a full body shot of him, but I should have, because this is just 80s right here. The hair, the headphones, the shirt, the ripped pants, the attitude, his laid back attitude. This is just pure 80s right here.
Yep.
She plays with them to death. Wow. That reminds me of cats who find mice and they just play with them till they're dead, and even after they're dead. Counseling in your kid's future.
So also in this is Seth Green, the movie Ticks, because I'd never heard of Ticks. Yep. So I'm just looking it up right now. But please continue.
So Court was played by Tom Fridley. He hasn't done anything since 2009, unfortunately. He started his career in 1978 on the TV show Fantasy Island.
The plane, boss, the plane.
And he's a nephew of John Travolta. So maybe a little bit of nepotism there, but nothing that I can prove.
Oh, maybe a little bit.
Maybe. But he has a great scene later on in the movie, which we will get to with the smoke show herself.
Uh-huh.
We were probably all at that same triple bill. What else? Do you remember what else was playing?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
What I remember Garrett Earl telling me, do you remember the Earl boys?
Mm-hmm.
That there was a scene where he thought everybody was going to scream, but they didn't, and he was the only one that screamed in the theater. Maybe we were all at the same triple bill.
Do you remember going to see The Frighteners in 1996? That was with Michael J. Fox.
Oh yeah, great movie. I don't remember.
In the theater, and Penny was there. I remember this because she was sitting a few rows ahead and more in the center, and it was a tense scene, and it cut to a shot of a grandfather clock, and out of nowhere, Penny just screams. We all started laughing. She was so on edge.
No, I wasn't there for that.
That's the only theater experience I remember concerning Penny.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Here's a smoke show right here.
There she is.
Yes. So that is Jennifer Cook. She had only done one feature film before this. She had done some TV, and her career ended in 1986 because she got married in 1989 and had 2 kids.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yep.
I swear that Jolene and I saw Titanic in the theater in Mackenzie. I don't know why, but I keep thinking that. But she has a better memory than I. I swear, and I say this, Jolene, because we left the theater and we were in my dad's blue pickup truck, and I was cleaning the snow off of the windshield, and I could see through the windshield that you were crying still because of the movie. I swear that happened.
Well,
but you tell me.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
I do remember Ryan. I'm trying to remember who, because I remember I went with Donald and Edward, I think. Ryan, did you come with me, Donald and Eddie? I'm trying to remember if Ryan was with us, because I do remember people were sitting on the fucking floors. That
would have been Critters 4. No, because that was early 90s Critters.
But we can't go off of that because Diane would always put different triple bills all over, right? So it's hard to say.
True.
So, yeah, Callahan was there. Yeah, sitting right in front of the stage. I was there. Well, you were with us. I do remember that. Callahan was on the floor.
Fucking Callahan.
Fucking Callahan, yeah.
We saw it in Mackenzie and then in Prince George. Good Lord, there's 6 hours of my life I'll never get back.
You know what, dude? I didn't mind it. I think I saw it twice. I didn't mind it for just how cool the effects were and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I didn't care about the love story, but the effects and stuff were fucking amazing.
Yeah, I remember the gunfight because Billy Zane was in that movie too. Yeah. Good old Billy Zane. I remember him from not the Phantom. Oh shit! What was that movie he did in '96? The Shadow. Phantom? No, it was the Phantom.
Yeah, no, The Shadow was Baldwin.
Baldwin in '94 because I saw that in the theater too. Yeah. Of course, Mom wanted to see it. Of course, because it's James Cameron.
I can't see your dad going to fucking Titanic. I cannot see Bruce sitting in a theater.
No, not by himself. Not out of morbid curiosity. Not even that.
Yeah.
He gets dragged to it. Yeah. But I do remember seeing, because my mom wanted to see Dances with Wolves. I saw that in the theater and I fell asleep during that. And I saw Terminator 2 in the theater. Good Lord. Billy Zane. Ugh. Billy's all right.
I saw lots of good shit in the theater. Independence Day.
Brucey.
The Sixth Sense. Do you remember when fucking Mackie ruined The Sixth Sense for all of us?
No.
Ryan, can you verify? Yeah, he ruined it. He ruined fucking The Sixth Sense and Independence Day for me and Ryan. I'm pretty sure it was Ryan. He ruined it for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched The Signs?
Yeah, when he told me and Ryan about Independence Day, we're like, that's not true. Like, because he even said they put a virus in the ship, the mothership.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's not true. And I remember I was sitting with Ryan watching it. And we're like, he fucking told us what happened. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he did. What a sadist, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, well, moving on from that, Brody's here. A Night to Remember. I haven't seen A Night to Remember.
I mean, neither. I've never even heard of it, to be honest with you.
Is that from the 70s, Brody? Is that why you're bringing it up?
That's right. What Ryan just said there. You know Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. Like, almost right before it happened. My screens.
Is it both of our screens?
Let's go full.
How does it look?
I'm not blurry. I don't think you're blurry either. Not on mine, anyways. So.
From the 50s. Oh, nice. Might have to watch it at some point.
Actually, me and Buckmaster Brody will be spending Saturday evening at wrestling, where him and Oj are going to come to Pure Power Wrestling with me on Saturday night.
I was just going to say, y'all going to Pure Power? Awesome.
Yeah, we are. Brody, Oj, and Coach Jensen. Yep. We got the premium seats. All right, let's move. We're going to be here for fucking 6 hours at this rate.
Yes, we are.
There he is.
I love this guy.
What a great character.
Some folks have a strange idea entertainment.
Yeah. Pick him up. What is he? What am I, a fart head? Is that what he said? What am I, a fart head?
There are some people who are written in simply for pure comedic purposes. I enjoyed this guy's comedy.
Yep.
I don't care that he was just there to be funny and die. It was great. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
This guy's name is Bob Larkin. I'm pretty sure he's still alive. He was, I think, 58 when he did this movie.
Wow.
You're gonna be the death of me.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see if I can find it. Man, we forgot that great line from when Tommy's in the police station. I went to go cremate Jason, but I fucked up. You got that right.
I didn't like how they had to ADR that line, but oh well. He still did a pretty good job.
Or shitheads couldn't even stick him back in right. Why'd they go and dig up Jason?
Why'd they have to go and dig up Jason?
Yeah, some folks have strange idea of entertainment. Yeah.
Here's another shot of the smoke show herself, Jennifer Cook. This is like 80s beauty right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, the corporate paintball.
Yep.
Yeah, this was great.
Dead.
And right before she shot them, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it, Alita Battle Angel. No, I haven't. I've heard of it, but I have not seen it. Well, that's another one to add to the list at some point in time. This guy's death was great.
Uh-huh.
It was at this point that Tom McLaughlin said Jason realized he had superhuman strength, because after this, it cuts to Jason bringing up the arm too.
Yep.
And that's when Jason realizes, holy shit.
Yep. Yeah, because... Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, to answer Brody, I prefer the Tommy from this movie because the actor who played him, Tom, I think I mentioned him already, Tom Matthews, bit more serious, bit better of an actor. He fits this role very good. He's a good-looking young man, and he had done stuff before and after this.
Brody's going to say Feldman.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your expectations low. Yeah, so I'll do something else while watching it. Which one was in 3D? Friday the 13th Part 3, and that's from 1982.
Yep.
And that they really made excess use of shots when composing for 3D.
Did. Yeah, they most definitely did. Yeah.
I've seen that. I recommend that to people. Come and see. Great movie. Belarusian movie from 85. Yeah, anyone who hasn't seen, come and see. You want to see the effects that war has on the civilian population? Watch that movie. Moving on. Oh, fuck. Again.
I always think of Deaton. James Deaton. That's who he reminds me of. Just...
Yep. Some people are written in as pure comedy. This is another guy. And the actor did a great job. There are some actors who you just look at and they give the aura of comedy. There's a guy I went to college with. His name is Dylan Reckert. His dad is, I think, a famous cinematographer. Dylan, he just exudes comedy. He doesn't have to say anything and you'll start laughing. And that's this guy, same thing. I had to choose one image from the triple death scene.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got to load more images.
Yeah, no, it was a great one. When the three heads come off, what a great scene.
Yes, yeah. And there was supposed to be an entire rig for those three. Like one of the special effects guys was rigging it up so that when the heads are cut off, CJ, who was using the knife, would hit something that would trigger the heads to pop off. So there was a lot of thought put into this, but unfortunately it was not used, which sucks.
Yeah, that'd been fucking sweet.
Alita Battle Angel. That's what Gord is referring to.
Yeah.
This movie is a feminist movie before it was a thing. Was it, though? Can you give examples?
Well, yeah, because she killed all the guys, remember? She was more skilled. She killed the white oppressive males.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Remember? And then the guy was freaking out, cut, and he's like, stay in the kitchen! Who let her out anyways? And then Jason rips his arm off. So, feminists.
Should have stayed in the kitchen where she belongs.
Oh, yeah. What the hell? Okay, trivia before you look.
Yeah.
You don't say nothing. You'll probably know. You guys are all going to look anyways. What was Martin's name for his whiskey bottle? Do you know? Just because you had your notes in front of you, or do you know? I don't
know it offhand.
I didn't go in grade 7, but I did go. But you definitely had a Crystal Lake vibe all day. Yeah. Oh, no, Camp McGinnis, no. I went to Nest Lake Bible Camp. That had a fucking Friday the 13th Crystal Lake vibe. I never went to Camp McGinnis. Oh, no, I'm just saying, dude. You're right. Jason was being a feminist. Anyways, his name was, for his bottle was Kathleen. There he is.
He's gonna kill me.
And every time I watch this movie, I'm banging the table, take a shot. Every time that paintball hits Jason, I always go, oh, what good fucking cover, my good shirt. Every time, because the way he looks down, like, what the fuck was that?
You fucked up, son. Yeah. That's what he's saying. So this is where Tommy is supposed to be going out of town led by Sheriff Garris, but he diverts and he goes to the cemetery because he wants to prove that Jason is still alive. Gets there, gets caught by the sheriff, and the sheriff's line is great. And again, I love this actor's line delivery. Well, I guess he must have got chilly and pulled the dirt back over.
Yeah. What am I, a fart head?
Nick used to be able to rattle off hours of hyper-misogynistic jokes. Wow, Nick, you're canceled.
Oh, I could still do it.
Yeah, yeah, because you can change the name, but the stories will still get around.
Yeah.
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 Good old Deputy Rick.
Look at the size of that fucking skull. Like, Jesus.
And that's mail order too. You probably should have gotten a mail order bride instead of that thing, but still, it made for a good line.
What I don't understand is it says where the light is, you bang. I know
Wherever,
it's about an inch higher actually.
yeah,
Lower, sorry. So
wherever the red dot goes, you bang. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
What does he think I am, a fart head? Yeah.
Yay! Yeah. There it is, Case. There it is. This is Bert. This is when I'm just looking at the quotes. Dumb broad, she tricked me. God, I gotta laugh at this for months. She should have stayed in the kitchen where she belongs. A woman shouldn't be allowed in these games. It's not a game, it's life. And then that's when Jason rips his arm off.
That actor is clenching his teeth the entire time.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah.
It's great for the scene because it shows how much of a sore loser he is and how insecure he was at losing. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. I likes me some humor, but I really wish Jason would have killed them.
Yep.
Yeah. If this is as good as it gets, we're in big trouble, dude.
Yep. Yep.
And this is not the last we see of them.
No, and you can't say any of the shit there that Court says when he's describing the...
No.
So we'll just carry on.
Canceled.
Yep.
Okay. I love this because right here, and this leads into the next shot of the two young kids making out. Young kids, what am I, 50? Fuck, I'm Chad's age now all of a sudden. Right, and this was supposed to take place, I'm going to guess in the summer. So that's why this was released in August, because it's a summer movie. The length of time that this actor takes to scream, that is what just breaks me out into laughter every single time. I didn't count it, but it's like,
oh, excuse me.
Ah!
Yeah, it's a huge, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Scariest moment in the movie, according to the director.
That is a good call, though. Yeah, just when he stands up.
Yeah. Yeah, he's about to hack, and then he turns. And the music is great, too.
I love this, the random double kill.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the killing of these two and the caretaker, this was added after filming had wrapped because the director wanted 13 kills. And the producer said, okay, we're going to give you more money. Go out and get more people killed. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's almost as bad as Ryan O'Neal. Oh, my God. I love that. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God.
Well, actually, so there's an interesting trivia here.
Yeah.
So you said that because the caretaker, I gotta find. I just read it in here, going through the movie, that they. Oh, here it is. So the ad, of course, had to do a bunch of editing to avoid the X rating, right? So originally they wanted the movie to end in the graveyard.
Yeah, with Jason's dad showing up.
With Jason's dad showing up, right? But then Martin got killed, right? So,
yep.
And that's actually the first I've ever even read about Jason's father even being mentioned.
Yeah,
I've never seen it until I read that.
I'm glad they took it out. I don't think that would have been a good fit.
No, I don't think it would have brought anything to the story.
Not really.
Not at all.
Because his father wasn't supposed to have any lines either, which would be fitting.
Yeah. But how would you know? Well, I guess because they've never mentioned the dad before, right?
That's right.
So was it Ellis? What was his name here? Yeah. Elias Voorhees.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, what was the name? Like, it would have had to have been Voorhees, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, okay.
One moment. I'm loading up some more.
Okay.
I don't know It sucks that I have to do it this way because for whatever reason, StreamYards won't recognize Microsoft Photos as an application. So that's why I have to load them one by one in Firefox.
Okay.
It's stupid.
Well, so there was actually I didn't know this, and I have to look. I have the DVD. I didn't notice it though. There was 3 endings shot, 2 which actually are not included on the DVD's film release. In one ending, Jason's mask floats to the surface of Crystal Lake, having detached after a struggle with Megan. And another, Deputy Cologne tries to reach the jail keys after being locked up by Tommy and Megan. The door to the police station opens and the film abruptly ends. I don't think that would have made any sense.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, which indicates Jason managed to get free. No, that doesn't mean shit. Yeah, neither one of those are good. But it's funny, they actually did use that kind of end where there's mask floating up. They used it in Jason in Space, Jason 10. Remember when he crashed at the end, his mask floats up?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Uber Jason.
So this is interesting. I think this character is supposed to be 10, 11 years old, and she's reading Jean-Paul Sartre, who is a French existentialist. And the name of that book is No Exit. The book's plot is about 3 deceased souls who are brought to hell and lie about the reasons for being brought there. After being stuck there and failing to find a way out, one of the characters comes to the conclusion that, quote, hell is other people. And I will quote Dennis Miller from his old HBO show, and he would know because he lived in France.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Mark Garner.
What, is Mark commenting on your page? Because I don't see him here.
No, he commented on my page, so. Bummer. No. So. I gotta leave this now because I got video run. Okay, sorry, I'm back.
Pretty advanced. Yeah, for a 10-year-old, pretty advanced taste in literature. I agree. I haven't even read No Exit yet. A friend of mine from college, Wilson, he did a short film called No Exit. Then again, he was working at a library, so I can understand wanting to make a depressing film like that, because aside from being a librarian, being a dentist apparently makes you want to kill yourself. Not funny at all, but just thought I'd mention it. Miss the 80s hair. Yeah, Jolene, I'm pretty sure you had 80s hair at one point, because it was like long and stringy. Yeah.
The girl on the right there could pass as Lark Voorhees' cousin. The Saved by the Bell girl. I always thought that was her at first. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she totally looks like she could be like her sister or cousin.
So I looked up the IMDb for the little girl, the one on the left, just to see if she had grown up to become a Karen. She did one more movie after this, and that was it. So no. Okay. Tiffany. I was never a fan of Tiffany. The only reason I know that name Tiffany from the 80s is because I'm a big Bill Hicks fan, and he had mentioned Tiffany in his first big stand-up show, Sane Man, which is a great stand-up. If you haven't seen it, you should.
I like Weird Al's I Think I'm a Clone Now. So that's how I know a lot about Tiffany.
Moving on. Smoke Show. Absolute smoke show right here.
Yep.
Character's name is Nikki. The actress's name who played her is Darcy DeMoss. She's still doing stuff to this day. She started her career in 1984. Tom McLaughlin, the director, was asked by the producers to approach her and ask her if she wanted to do a topless scene, and she declined. And Tom revealed later in interviews that he was uncomfortable about asking her, but he wanted to appease the producer, so he asked her. She has done a nude scene, but not in this movie. There was something about the producers felt that the hardcore audience had come to expect seeing female nudity, and this film was also the lowest earning in the franchise, though the two factors very likely are not connected. I kind of appreciate the fact that there's no nudity in this movie.
Yeah, and really, it didn't do, it's,
Yeah, it leaves more to the imagination because of
Yep.
Saved by the Bell. Yeah.
But they do have a funny exchange here, not the sex, but with Nikki and Court, because while they're having sex, she's like, "This is the best, but you got to keep it up." Court's like, "How much longer?" Or to the end of the song, Court goes, "How much longer?" She's like, "Oh, about 10 more minutes," and then Jason rips the plug out, and he like goes, "Ah!" right? And she goes, "Oh, Court, did you?" He's like, "Well, come on, that was the end of the song, wasn't it?"
I love when he approaches the RV and it's bouncing and he tilts his head.
He tilts his head like.
Girls drooled over Zach. Yeah. I wasn't a fan of Saved by the Bell. I never watched any of it.
Loved it. Yeah, loved it.
And moving on, this is from part 3. Now, the reason I bring up her is because, again, this is a great example of an 80s smoke show. I love her.
Yeah,
she is
cute.
Great.
Yeah, she is cute.
Yes, she's a rival to Nikki from part 6. I don't know who I like better, but she's one of the final girls. And part 3 is pretty good for what it was, but she's the best part of part 3. So here's Nikki in the bathroom with Jason.
Love this kill scene. It's my favorite one.
And the director had stated he wanted to do kills that were larger than life. And this is definitely a larger than life kill right here, because no human being could do this. And then, of course, because Court is driving the RV, he has to die because he had sex.
Yep.
And then the RV, the RV crash was the last shot of production, and they only had one shot to get it right. And luckily, just luckily, they got all the right camera angles. They got the shot. The RV wasn't completely destroyed, so that Jason could do this. That is such a great shot.
Yep.
I like that shot better than when he walks to the end of the RV and he stands there. I like this one better.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. Uh-oh, better call Geico.
I remember Bruce Willis from Die Hard with a Vengeance. You got your AAA card? I included this just because it's another shot of the smoke show and David Kagan.
I'm okay with that.
But this, she looks so good here.
Yep.
And she did a good job in the film as well. Like I don't have a problem with her line delivery. She was in the moment. She was doing her job as an actor. So yeah, great. No problems whatsoever. And
now that you say that, that was probably now that you're saying that, and you're giving me more of a way to look at a movie now. Mm-hmm. I think now thinking about part 7, this is what killed part 7 for me. Not that the movie was just horrible, but just the girl. I don't want to, I guess, say vanilla, but she was so just blah. The main character, yeah, and the lines were horrible. The way she.
What the fuck, Ryan?
Wayne's World.
Yes, Really is here.
Really?
How you doing, Really?
But yeah, so now you're giving me more of a perspective, the way to think, especially when we break a movie down like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That I'm thinking about part 7. Yeah, it's terrible. But hey, now we're talking about hot chicks, right?
Speaking of hot chicks, hi Jolene.
Sup, do kiss flower. The sister, Tommy's sister in part 4 was hot.
Yeah. Was that because I watched the busting through the door scene from part 4, and then he throws the hatchet which hits the wall.
No. Yeah.
Was she in that scene?
Yes. Okay. That was her. I thought she was a good-looking girl.
Yeah. No movie franchise should ever go past a third. Well,
I'll disagree with that.
Yeah, because when you look at Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, that's when Freddy just turns into a silly pun one-liner machine.
Yeah.
Great graphics. Now I'm playing with power. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off.
Smooth. Oh, yeah. You know that's smooth.
All right.
All right.
Ow. All right.
So,
Love it. That's a great shot.
yeah, look at all the words on the left. None of these qualities Jason has. So, and I called this one Jason Goes to Camp.
Awesome. See, I'm wearing it right now. See, man. God, so that's such a great shot.
Yes.
I was gonna say something super inappropriate there, but I won't. Continue on.
I
I need
gotta
more
load
pictures.
more.
Shit.
Yeah, I gotta load more.
And I liked. I mean, I could go without 7. I didn't think Manhattan was that bad. I mean, it was bad, but definitely better than 7. It has some cool kills there too, like with the lava rock in the sauna, and then of course the black guy when he gets his head punched off.
Yep.
Because you knew he wasn't gonna make it. You knew it, and you was so close that Jason's just staggering there, right? And you just knew it. Like, nope, you didn't make it.
I watched the director's commentary. No, I watched an interview with the director for part 8, and he seems like a nice guy. He seems like a cool guy, and I think he had that in mind from the beginning because he had done the script for it, that he wanted the audience to get their satisfaction with the black guy beating the hell out of Jason.
Yep.
And then, of course, the audience gets more satisfaction when the guy says, okay, take your best shot. So, of course, you know what Jason's going to do.
Yeah. Jason becomes Jasmine.
Jason undergoes the sex change.
That had to be part 12. No, wait. 10, 11, part 11. So, because I don't include like Jason versus Freddy in the
As
new
part
Nightmare.
of the Jason series?
No, it's like a whole almost different realm. You have to. It's kind of like the Halloween movie. You have to figure out where you're going to cut it off. Speaking of sex change, look at that! I just full circle. Hakuna Matata. Hey, I gotta ask something. Do your mom and dad still have any? I don't think you guys had any Disney VHS, but did you guys have any? Because I was just reading something. I guess some like the Disney like VHS, the Black Diamond collection they called them. And I remember my mom had some of them. Some of them are worth quite a bit of money now. The VHS. So yeah, if you guys do by chance have some VHS kicking around, or next time you're at like Value Village or a pawn shop or something, look at the VHS. Apparently there's like a black diamond. I remember the black diamond on the spine of the VHS. So maybe keep an eye out for those folks. So see, now really, I enjoyed Jason versus Freddy. I just wish Jason would have had a little more offense because Freddy beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of the point, right? Like, but all right.
And speaking of part 8 and Freddy versus Jason, near the end of part 8, when Jason throws the diner cook into the glass,
that is Jason. Yeah,
that's Ken Kersinger, who played Jason in Freddy versus Jason.
Freddy versus because and Kane was pretty upset they didn't bring him back.
That would have been so cool.
But he was too small. They wanted Jason to be towering over Freddy, and it just would have been such a problem to get because Robert Englund and Kane are about the same height.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Now that they say that, you bring up the next picture, start talking, I'm actually going to look. Because I could be talking on my ass there, so.
All right, so we ended off with none of the qualities that Jason has when he goes to camp.
Right.
Sissy's death. So this was shot after the 40 days of production as well, because of course they wanted more gore, so they got it. Originally, it was just her being pulled out the window by Jason, and then later we find her head in the cop car.
That's right.
This was great. I love the sound effect on this.
Yep.
And not only the wide shot of Jason turning her head, but the close-up, which is what this is. The Godfather Saga. Ooh, no.
Yes.
Yes?
Oh.
That would have been cool.
No, I don't know anybody. But that's also worth money too, apparently. the VHS of The Godfather. Man, you know what? I just because my ADD took over and that Robert Englund is only worth $16 million.
Whoa.
Huh. I really
Still,
thought he would. I know it's
60
still
mil.
good.
Yeah.
Apparently, Robert Englund is an American actor, singer, and director. All right. So he's 5'8". Yeah, 5'8". So
which means Kane Hodder is 5'8" or thereabouts.
I'm gonna see right now. Kane looks like a badass.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jolene. I had no idea. Singer? Robert Englund as a singer. Sure. I'll go with that. Oh, shit. I would love to see stuff that was cut from The Godfather. I haven't seen those movies in years, really. Not a big fan of part 3 like most people, but it's still part of the story. I included this picture.
Sorry, so that makes no sense then.
What's that?
Because he's like, yeah, so I was incorrect. Yeah, Kane Hodder is 6'3". Robert Englund's only 5'8".
Well.
But Ken Kirshner is 6'4".
Oh, come on. It's an inch difference.
Again, they could have put lifts in his boots.
Yeah.
So then I don't know why. Tony Todd's 6'4".
Tony Todd's awesome.
Yeah, I like Tony. But yeah, look, so there we go. I guess that that dispels that rumor. So
Jolene, if you're not into mafia movies, then The Godfather's not going to do anything for you. It's a classic movie, though. I mean, if you can spare 2.5, 3 hours, it's a good movie, I think.
Yeah. I'd recommend it, like on a cold Saskatchewan
day,
Saturday. So, basically any day except for July. So, yes, I would. Oh, look, Chad is still a man. He must have had a 4-hour nap. He's still with us.
Original Godfather is a masterpiece. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is a masterpiece, Chad. And all jokes aside, it is a great movie. But
it's a great movie.
Yes, Hottie McHotpants, the nice to her. Did you show the picture that when Tommy's got his head in her lap?
No, but
I knew you were going to do it. You can't do it. I understand. I completely respect that. So.
Yeah, Andy Garcia has been in a lot over the years, and that's a good one because he was pretty young at that point.
He was, yep.
Yeah.
What's next?
So I included this picture because a car chase. Why not?
Yeah.
We haven't seen a car chase in a Friday the 13th movie yet, and this had something of a budget, so why not? Yeah, the one hot day we get in July, and then it's all overcast. It's just like Mackenzie weather, where it's overcast and muggy. Yeah.
Oh, it's just, and when I was in Mackenzie, yeah, it's funny, like, because they're in the bowl with the mountain around the mountains, right? And you could see just enough around the mountains. They could see the sun. It's socked right into the mountains, right? You're just in Mackenzie and it's dreary.
Right? Yep. I included this shot because once that deputy relays who they're chasing to Sheriff Garris says, "That's my daughter's car." And you see him about to snicker because he's like, oh, and then he says, "How do you want us to proceed?" And the reply, "With extreme care, asshole."
With extreme care, asshole.
Untouchables is just a great movie overall. It plays a little bit more on the, I want to say, fantasy side instead of a straight up crime movie.
Yep.
Because it's got that great baby cart going down the stairs sequence. Mackenzie was Jolene saw Mackenzie in, I think, the early spring of 1997.
Okay,
I think it was 97.
Jolene, you need to go back 3 shows ago.
Or
4.
I
did it, or 4. And I did a tour of Mackenzie. I was back there for 5 days. And you need to go back and look at what Mackenzie has become. Just what you won't believe. Yeah, you should go back and take because I drove around the whole show. And if for someone who hasn't been there in 20 years, you said 97?
Yeah, it was February of 97 she was there.
So, yeah, you've been 23 years. You should go take a look. And It's pretty crazy how much our little town has changed, but
Yeah, not for the better.
not at all. So, all right, this girl.
I saw someone outside my window. And I included this because by now, by this far in the movie, the audience knows what to expect because the scene started out with a close-up on the machete, and it was a shaky cam shot of the machete going up to the cabin and into the cabin. So you think, oh, it's Jason. But no, it's a fake out. This is what good directing and storytelling is all about.
Yeah. Fool you.
I love this shot simply because of the framing and the lighting and just the way those two actors look right there. And this is where Tommy's back in the slammer, and Sheriff Garris says to his daughter, with Tommy in the middle, I didn't include that shot, and I should have, Tommy Jarvis is a psychopathic killer. I just love the way he says that line. Yeah, Mackenzie is Detroit now, apparently. A lot of gunshots going off, I guess.
It's sad. We'll leave it there. Aha!
Yeah. So this one I called, Here's Jason.
Yeah.
And it sucks because this character, she to me got killed the most brutally aside from Hawes in the beginning. There was no reason for her to get killed as brutal as she did.
Mm-hmm.
And her character was very nice, very, I want to say bland, but I'm not meaning that in an insulting way. But she didn't deserve the death that she got, in my opinion.
No, because he paints that whole cabin with her blood.
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole cabin is blood.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yep.
Now, I included this because this was the fake out to get Deputy Rick away from his desk.
Mm-hmm.
You see in the first shot, she's like, oh my God, what's all this all about? Because they didn't really plan it like that. But that's of course where Tommy's mind went. The second shot, she's into it. She's like, oh yeah, give me more. And then in the third shot, he's like, wow, she's really into it. So it's a little bit of visual comedy.
Right,
yeah. This was brilliant because she grabs his gun, and for the actor to turn his head the way he did, like his body was pretty stiff and still. He turns his head completely around just so that framing could be right. Just awesome. And his line was, Megan, don't clown around. And she says, I'm not the one with the funny red nose.
Yeah.
And then Tommy gets his kicks in as well. You better do as she says, because wherever the red dot goes, you bang.
What's the other great line? Hit the noise and
the cherries.
Yeah.
That's when they're chasing Tommy at the cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah. This scene is great because Jason's leaning in on her nice and slow.
Yeah.
And it's just that the way he's not in center frame, he's kind of tilted, but he's leaning in nice and slow. Oh, it's just brilliant. I wish they would have held on that shot a few seconds longer because of how great it is. Now, unfortunately, in this character's mind, when Jason hears the cops getting out of the car, he leaves, and she's saying a prayer at that point. So now her character is going to grow up thinking that if something bad happens, all I have to do is pray and the bad thing will go away. Jason, you fucked up.
Yeah.
But the director wanted to create sympathy in Jason's mind. So that's why Jason doesn't harm any children, so that he remembers what it was like as a child. So again, sympathy.
Yep.
And then the bloody popcorn, like Nick had said, the entire interior painting of the character's blood in that cabin, including the popcorn, which I thought was
like,
a nice touch.
Painted. Like fucking painted that fucking room. Craig, googly moogly.
Yeah, again, that character did not deserve that death. So
No, like that was, yeah. Like, did anybody deserve that death? Like they
I
didn't.
think
They
so.
did. Maybe the sheriff, but did they have? His is good. They didn't have like that bitch, like in number 7, that chick with the pearls. Like
Yeah.
like you wanted to see her die, right? If you really think about it, up until 7, there was no real girl that you looked at and went, I hope you die. I hope you die painfully. And yeah. And then she just took an axe in the head, and then Jason threw her over the fucking TV or something, remember?
I think that's what happens in some horror movies, is that the director tells the actor, be a real motherfucker, because then the audience gets what they want.
Yeah.
I got a few more left. Not that many.
Well, while he's getting that ready, just remember everybody that is in the Tabor area, Southern Alberta area, Saturday, trick or treat tag team match with your friend and mine, the future world champion of the galaxy, Dewey Robson and Ken Stevens, take on Chris Parrish and Tyler Knox this Saturday. Be there. Yeah. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7. Get out and support Pure Power Wrestling and support any local wrestling, even if you're not around the Tabor area. All right, continue.
I'm crashing your head.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the dummy that they had when they cut to the other side of this shot, when it's on Jason, they should have had the dummy crushed more. Like when it happens, his hands go like this, but they should have gone like that almost.
Yeah, they should have folded right in.
Yeah. But it was a good death. I mean, this character and the actor, they didn't antagonize me or piss me off, but of course they're going to die because they're going up against Jason.
But it's astounding to see what they got away with in this movie. Because really, like we said, there's some pretty brutal kills in here. And the shit that they couldn't get away with in part 7. Because I watched the extra commentary for part 7. They showed the kill scenes like, holy shit. But it was just as brutal as these ones. And they weren't allowed to use them.
Yeah. There's a great shot of Sheriff Garris. Now, you would think someone who's been around the block like his character has, who's as smart as he is, when you empty 4 or 5 shells into Jason and he goes down but he keeps getting back up, why would you pull your pistol at that point? Aside from the headshot, which makes sense, but even then, you got to come up with a different tactic.
Right? You really do. Because it's not working.
So this is where Sheriff Garris gets his.
This is my other favorite kill.
Yeah, when he gets completely bent over backwards. And this is, so David Kagan, the actor who plays Sheriff Garris, this is him at the top, but the legs are of an actor who is kind of dug into the ground. So they're kind of on top of each other. Which,
yeah, very nicely done. See, now my comment showed up. But Mark's didn't. That's strange. That's really weird.
I think he's commenting on your post on your Facebook page.
Well, that's what I just did. I didn't have the video running.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Anyways.
A glitch in the machine, I guess.
Yeah, glitch in the matrix. We're all going to die.
So, what were you going to be
when you grew up?
Silly line, but all right.
Yeah,
again,
I'll take it.
Jason shouldn't have had sympathy. He should have killed them. But
every fucking one of them.
This is how Jason knocks.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a moment to talk about our friend, Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
Jesus Christ.
I've been trying to reach you about your extended car warranty.
Geico.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is here.
It's cool that this was shot in slow motion because when he bursts through the door, he kind of slides off to the side.
Yeah.
And you don't see his feet, so I wonder if he was sliding on something or what.
He was like doing tee. Shut him out.
This was cool. I didn't know it up until I saw this that oil could sit atop of water and you can burn oil on water. I had no idea up till that point in time.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so the more you know. And of course, this is, you see Tommy with the chain because he had read 3 books. I don't have the titles in front of me, but one of them was a manual on occultism. And Jason had to be returned to the place where he came from. So going back to the origins of Jason drowning in Crystal Lake. And this is Tommy's plan, is to return him to the bottom of Crystal Lake, which makes sense.
That makes sense. Totally does. Yeah.
And his plan does work for the most part. He gets the chain around Jason's neck and ties the other end of the chain around a big heavy rock. Jason goes down. And as he's going down, welcome to Camp Blood. I thought that was a nice little throwback.
You can actually get that sign at Spirit Halloween.
Really?
Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. It's very nice. Very awesome.
And then Jason gets a close shave. This is the best I could do with regards to the propeller.
The propeller, yep.
Yeah, and this scene, not exactly the last shot, I don't think, but this was shot in Tom's parents' pool because they, for whatever reason, couldn't shoot in an actual lake. Tommy's racist. Go back to where you came from. Oh, come on. Don't read into it too much, Chad. And his mom, Tom's mom, was pissed because all the gore that clogged up the pool filter. But his dad was like, yeah, it's cool. I don't care.
Keep going. Oh, yeah. The final shot.
Final shot where Jason's under the water. And the shot preceding this where you see Jason chained up and he's just floating there in place.
Yep.
That's not a dummy. That's CJ Graham in there. So he would be full costume, chained up, just floating there, and then there would be divers right out of frame, and he would signal to them in some way, and they would go and give him oxygen, and he couldn't see at all. So he would signal, he would get the mask over the mouth, they would give him oxygen, and then they would get out of frame so they could continue doing the shot.
Wow.
Which I thought was really cool.
That is cool. So, and just to build on this as we're going to wrap this up, because that was our review of the best Friday the 13th. There is a statue at the bottom of a lake. There is a Jason statue at the bottom of Lake Pleasant. Scuba diver Zachary Nagy placed a Voorhees statue there in his own lake. He built the statue himself and placed it in the lake May 2018. So there is actually a Jason at the bottom of this guy in Minnesota. Oh, there's another one in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Oh, there's a couple of them. Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah, there's a couple, and that's pretty cool. Excellent. Yeah, Minnesota and Arizona. So actually, now that you say that, see if I can bring this up and make it bigger. No, I don't want to support you. Shut up, you're a whore. I will share the screen really quick. Share screen. There. There's that final shot, like you were saying, just before.
Yeah.
Before the eyeball there. So, yeah.
So yes. For anyone who is wondering, the body count on this film was 18. It was originally 13, but they were told to add more.
They wanted more.
And the director, Tom McLaughlin, he was offered the chance to direct the first Scream movie, but he declined. And during that process, he met Kevin Williamson, the writer of Scream, who admitted that the fantastically self-aware Part 6 was an influential film for him on his path to eventually writing Scream.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
That is awesome. Huh. 71 years old, still alive.
Yeah, and he was in a band when he was in his or I think he was in his teens. He was in a band, then he was a mime, then he was doing costume creatures for films. Then he directed his first film in 1983. He did this one in 86, and he did a bunch of different movies in different genres from there. He's a cool guy. I mean, if you watch any of his interviews, he's a pretty cool guy.
Sounds like an interesting story for sure.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Part 6, I can watch part 6 all the way through from beginning to end without a problem. Again, like I had said, there are pretty good parts throughout in all of the other films, but this one I can watch from beginning to end, entertained the entire way through.
And I completely agree. I really have nothing else to add to that. I've made it very clear since we've started this show, and any show I've been in, I've said that the whole time. It is my favorite Friday the 13th. Not my favorite horror movie, but my favorite Friday the 13th.
Yep. Yeah, we might do more in-depth movie reviews like this in the future. Maybe. We'll see. Yep. I was thinking, we have good audience participation. I was thinking, do we want to give out the email address so people can email us stuff?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's a great idea. I mean, we should have thought about this earlier. Maybe we'll start saying it more the beginning of the show when the numbers are higher. Of course, we've gone almost 2 hours, so thank you to everyone that's still here. But we start getting that, or even put it on the scroller. And if you guys have any stories you want us to talk about, anything that pops up in your feed and we can discuss, and we don't even care if it's outlandish shit that we're going to say, show me your proof, or say your sources. We'll look at it. So yeah, shoot us an email, and I'll leave that to Alex because I don't even check my own email. So, and he'll give me the Iggy before the show starts. Like, hey, this is what's going on. So, yeah.
Or send us fan mail, send us hate mail. But you do understand, if you send us that stuff, I am going to take a screenshot of it. I'm going to blank out the email address that it comes from, and we will put it on the show.
And we will retort.
Yeah, of course. Just like if anyone wants to come on the show, and if anyone wants to be on the show for any length of time, pardon me, and they want to challenge us on a claim, or if they want to present a case, that's fine with us. I've got nothing against that.
Yeah, and by all means. Jolene, thank you for sticking around the whole time. It was really your participation was great. And yeah, go back and really go back and watch that tour of Mackenzie that I did. You're gonna be floored. And then even if you wanted to go, hopefully your Google Maps is up to date, but go on Google Maps and go look. Yeah, it's quite sad what our hometown looks like. So
yeah.
Drink. All right, wrap this shit up. I got some sugar-free ice cream I gotta eat.
Keto ice cream or what?
It's just sugar-free shit. I don't know. My sugar doesn't spike, so.
Oh, good. Yes, that's right.
I'm on. I started back at the gym on Saturday. I've been 4 times in the last 5 days. So.
Nice. Good.
Yeah, it's good. Brand new stuff, so it's fucking amazing. It's a great gym. So.
Thank you to everyone who commented, and you can see it as the show went along, because we always put up the comments. This is always an audience interactive show. Jen didn't say too much, but Jen's usually here for the entire time. Jolene, thank you so much for being here the entire time. Great to interact with you again. And anytime you want to chat, I'm here for you. Always be here for you because I'm smooth like that.
Thank you for being awake still, Grandpa Chad. Now you can go watch your Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or whatever and call her a night.
Pass out in your wheelchair.
Yeah.
We'll be back next Thursday with whatever we want.
Yeah.